there, Nick popping in before the episode gets started. So we had some technical difficulties with this episode. We did record in the same room, which we don't normally do, and inexplicably we got some echoing on parts of the track. It comes in and out. I don't really know why. Anyway, just want to give you a heads up. It's a great episode though, so we didn't want to scrap the whole thing. So without further ado, here we go. Nostalgia Bomb.
Hey, welcome to Nostalgia Bomb, the podcast about all things geeky, techie, and just plain out cool. If you like it, chances are we're going to talk about it. With us today, as always, is yours truly, Marco Bertuzzo, the very animated Stefan Wells, and the goofy Nick Etherton.
You took my bit. I was going to do that. Fuck.
Too late.
Today on this very special Nostalgia Bomb, for the first time ever, we're actually all in the same room together, so we can look and point and make obscene gestures while we talk.
Awesome.
Isn't that great?
It's great.
It's totally worth it. Look, I'm looking at you while I'm talking.
Marco is late.
On the couch, stuck Nick in a corner.
Y'all just like I got.
I am here at Master Control, making sure everything runs perfectly. Yes.
Today's topic is Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse.
And all of the Disney universe.
Nick.
This is like the most historic history I get to do.
Historic history?
It is the most historic history in history, I've been told. So Mickey Mouse is a cartoon icon created by Walt Disney in 1928, along with Ub Iwerks, who was his animation partner. No one cares. But the Walt Disney Company celebrates Mickey's birthday as November 18th, 1928, upon the release of the cartoon Steamboat Willie, even though they're full of crap because Mickey had already been in a cartoon 6 months earlier that never got finished, and it was just a test screening. Some people saw him. Mickey has appeared in almost every form of media and is considered the world's most famous cartoon character. He was voiced by Walt Disney from 1928 to 1946 theatrically, and again from 1955 to 1959. Mickey's only ever been voiced by 4 actors, with all of the high voice characterizations. It's gotta be weird to get that job. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
Or dudes.
Hi,
Hey.
I'm a eunuch.
I have a really effeminate voice. I know what I can do.
Oh, I could do Mickey Mouse.
Hey, that was actually really good.
Yeah,
You should
that's
We're
right.
getting better.
You just do that.
You could be the 5th.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
And Mickey's surrounded by a large cast of characters. Most notably are Minnie Mouse, his girlfriend, wife, whatever she happens to be, his dog Pluto, Donald Duck, and Goofy. Mickey's personality has gradually shifted to cheerful and kind from his origins as a mischievous troublemaker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of origins, I thought it would be appropriate if we talked about Fantasia to start. And
Why is that the origins?
That
has nothing to do with origins.
I was
That
gonna-
just a shit segue.
all right, I was gonna say because he is very mischievous
There you go.
and troublemaking in Fantasia as the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Now, I know we're all supposed to do research for Nostalgia Bomb, and usually I do. But I didn't watch Fantasia, and I never have. So it's a little...
Well, Nick and I have.
Tell
and
me
we
a little
watched
bit
this
about
clip
what happens.
this morning.
This is true. We did
What
watch.
is Fantasia? What is Fantasia?
Fantasia is actually cool because it's meant to be like a new form of entertainment. Because
Musical almost.
yeah, it's a mix of it's basically orchestra music to story, like the images. And so there's like when I was watching it the other day, the guy goes over. There's 3 basic things they want to do. They have basically non-linear narrative stuff that's just like weird shit happening and colors and whatever. And then they have basic narrative, which is like a simple story. You can kind of follow the music. And then there's stuff that's like, this is specifically telling a story, like the Sorcerer's Apprentice is.
So it's like a really crazy opera. It's like
Yes.
an animated
Yeah.
opera.
It's pretty much an anime. That's actually a really good way of
The
putting it.
main one we're looking at, though, was Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Which is, I'm sure everyone is familiar with. It's
Mickey Mouse as a magician with his little red robe and his
the
blue
big wizard hat,
mage hat.
giant hat, which is
He's a level 5 mage.
Magic missile.
with some broom elementals or mops. They're mops. I'm sorry.
Failed casting.
Room elementals? That's an element?
That was-
Earth, water, wind, fire.
His
Cleaning.
casted broom minion.
Brooming. Yeah, that's good. Mordecai's enchanted broom.
Yeah. So when me and Stefan were watching this earlier, he pointed out how good the animation looks, and I have to agree, it's kind of mind blowing how like timeless that stuff is, and
Like, they obviously put in a lot of money and care to it, because, I mean, like, it still holds up. I mean, sometimes when you watch old cartoons, like when we were watching Jackie Chan cartoons, I realized, I'm like, wow, this looks pretty shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like, the backgrounds were painted like one color, but watching Fantasia, I mean,
I was noticing that even when I was going through some of the old 1940 cartoons, like that shit's like watercolored in the background.
yeah,
Like,
no,
the hand of artists, you can really like see that they were like, man, I'm just gonna like paint the fuck out of this background. It's so gorgeous.
I don't know if they were so much like, man, I'm gonna paint the fuck out of this, as Walt Disney was. You were gonna paint the fuck out of that
That's
background.
probably
the women
like,
did the painting.
They
Had like, I've seen like, they had like a big, like, just a studio where they
I
had like
actually
just
watched
hundreds of women just
part
painting
of,
each
part
thing.
of my research that I did do for this, I watched like of the 1940s, like let's learn how to
Yeah, I've
make
seen
a
those.
movie, and like they were going through like the Walt Disney, like how they painted
For
Snow White.
yeah, I've seen that. All the
And, like,
pretty girls.
How they and apparently everything's done by pretty girls in
Yeah, no.
Disney. It's like,
In an AC
and
room
then the each slide is photographed
by
a
hundreds
very
of pretty
girl,
girls.
and then they're painted by a pretty girl. It's just all pretty girls. It's good. It sounds like my opportune place of employment.
I'm gonna be
That's
the
weird.
washroom attendant and the pretty girls
And the pretty girls
studio.
But as I was saying, yeah, the painting's really nice. Like, and a lot of like the flash-based, crappy-ass
Futures.
kid shows that they're putting out now,
Yeah,
like everything's just like reused frames. It's really bad.
that's all. Yeah,
Yeah, like the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse looks pretty shit.
Yeah, you can really see the love when you like if you look into the background of these old cartoons, they hide jokes from like one of the really old this kid's pretty famous, but in the old Three Little Pigs cartoon,
oh yeah, yeah.
in the house there's a picture on the wall and it says Dad. And if you look at it, it's just a few links of sausages. It's like if you just watch it normally,
that made me hungry.
but people just make little jokes because they're like, yeah, I'm gonna
Sausage.
That's awesome.
been here painting 20 hours of this background, right?
I mean, they were pretty much the pioneers of cell animation.
That's true.
Yeah, it's all about it's.
Speaking of visuals,
Yeah.
Of all the different iterations of Mickey, what do you think is the nicest? Because like, he's changed a lot over the years. If you look at like how he's structured and based, and
Mostly
stuff
like the structure of his body, but the technical
first-
like what he wears.
Oh no, you like
Really?
his face change.
But I mean, he's always
Well-
been those cute little overalls.
Well, here's the thing: the main design of Mickey Mouse is he's always 3 spheres. He's got his
The Mickey Mouse molecule, man. Remember H2?
his main, I don't know, his head and then his 2 ears, which are always represented as spheres, no matter what angle he's shown from.
Yeah.
Which used to just be, I guess it was a weird
This is
thing
just
they
to
didn't
make
think
it
about.
easy to draw, right?
Yeah,
Then you're drawing hundreds and thousands of frames. You don't want to have like this
Okay,
complex like circle.
but I definitely think that the old school look is really, really cool.
Old school.
I'm talking like,
Old school.
yeah, like 20s through 30s.
Yeah, he looks weird, and like he's got creepy eyes, and his like that was
No.
back when like
Maybe not that
and
old.
animations like just got like really long, like distorted for like no reason.
No,
They like
no.
freak out and they're like, and their arms just take off.
My favorite period would actually be, I'm going to take that back, not so old, not like the Steamboat Willie looking Mickey, but
Yeah.
the version of the first kind of Technicolor stuff. It was like,
like
it's closer to
1954?
1948. Yeah, early 40s probably. When
Mine
that-
was 50 Mickey. Like 50 Mickey, just like that's when he started to get a little swag.
Yeah, that's when he got a little fatter.
He got a
I
little
mean,
chubbier.
They got out of the Great Depression. They could feed you a bit, so maybe that's what. Maybe they didn't.
But you
save it on ink.
Speaking of the Great Depression, like, if you look at the timeline of cartoons, like Mickey started off as like broke and like kind of like an asshole.
Yeah, he's
Like he was like homeless and like hitchhiking in like so many cartoons that I watched.
yeah,
He got evicted in one
did you totally watch that? With
Yeah.
Don Goofy?
with Don. Yeah,
wa-
Goofy was great in that one.
I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched some of it. That's exactly what I mean when I say, because that was 38 or something, but that,
Evicted.
the way they look in that
Yeah.
when they get evicted.
That one was cool.
is
But
dead on.
Mickey Mouse on the streets. I guess that's where Mickey prostitutes.
yeah, but then like
just watch
because
it.
what I think what happened. Well, it's not really like a risky thesis. But as
Marco Bucciuso.
Walt
Risky
Disney,
business.
well, the entire Disney Corporation, like really started to cash in on like Mickey products,
Yeah.
especially like, starting in the 50s. They made him lovable, right? So like now he's like such a good guy, cool. But then they kind of got stuck because now he's more of like a Nike swoosh than an actual character.
If we're gonna talk about good
I
Mickey cartoons, it's got to be House of Mouse.
Yeah, that was good.
Best
definitely.
cartoon ever.
House Mouse was the one where
Where they have
he ran like a nightclub essentially, and
Yeah.
all Disney characters showed up and like
And had a wicked rock and jazz theme song.
yeah, that was cool because like Disney could really use their expansive library of terribly copyrighted.
So we all watched some House of Mouse for this. Do you just anecdotally, what was the funniest thing you saw while watching those cartoons? Do you have something? Or do you,
It was a fight between Donald Duck and Daisy Duck because I couldn't understand a single thing they were saying. I figured out the other day. You know when Donald gets mad and he kind of turns like full duck?
yeah.
That's because he's this like if you watch the early ones, he does that a lot because he's a sailor and sailors swear.
Yeah, well, that's what's his little hat thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't get that till like
Because what his
I'm
house
6
in
years old, and I
his
figured out
house,
that he's a swearing sailor. I just got that.
his house in the show was like a boat.
It's a boat. Yeah, he's got a tugboat or whatever it is.
Yeah, but like I was like, oh, like it just made so much sense when I was watching the old cartoons.
My actually, I laughed at fucking Donald too because
That was funny.
I was watching like a Halloween episode.
Donald's probably
Donald's dressed.
second Goofy. He's like best character.
I honestly,
I like
they're
Goofy
really
a
neck
lot.
and neck for me. I love Goofy, which I definitely want to talk about the Goofy movie. But in this Halloween episode, Donald's dressed up like a devil, and he's like, I can't even do the Donald Duck voice, so I'm not gonna try. But he's like, I'm gonna scare everyone, and then Goofy walks up to him. He's like, Gosh, you're not gonna scare anybody dressed up as a red kitty. And he's like, he gets so mad because he's supposed to be a devil, but it's just a stupid.
I like Goofy, man.
With little ears, and I love that dynamic between Goofy and Donald because it's like.
Yeah, they're never like really together.
It's like they almost cannot possibly understand each other, but
Yeah.
they're somehow friends. Just
Goofy and Donald.
Yeah,
They're like
it's
sort of, they're the ones that butt heads a lot.
Yeah,
it would
At
be
least in
like
House of Mouse.
yeah.
They give that conflict. It's funny.
It's like me, you, and Stefan.
Yeah, no, because you have
You're
like
like
the really.
Mickey, and Stefan to Donald.
I'm Donald.
and
I guess I would be
Goofy.
Donald.
Yeah,
I'm the star of the show.
Copyright.
that was like a half-assed Mickey laugh.
Okay,
and you
it's hard
felt
to do it every time.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It is
Props on
totally
that.
luck of
I
the
could
draw.
pay some. And I mean,
That's why there's only been 4.
It's like I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons and I roll that dice to get the Mickey laugh, and if I don't get a natural 20, it doesn't happen.
It just.
Just like
it's his orgasm sound. It's like mini.
That is nothing like an orgasm sound.
okay, I don't.
Got sex with Mickey
I don't
Mouse.
think we need to get into mouse.
Mouse sex?
No.
Unison.
So, Goofy movie. Did you guys watch a Goofy movie?
With Maximilian.
Goofy's so fantastic.
That movie.
They never show his wife. I mean, you just had some bastard
Goofy doesn't.
child.
He's
I mean, where's the Max come
Well, if you were married to Goofy, you'd leave him too.
Yeah.
from? I want to see that story. The heart saddening where
I want to see
where
how
Goofy
Goofy
gets
make
left
that
by
one
his-
funny. Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be.
a darker story.
But here's the question: question of the ages.
Yeah.
If Goofy is a dog, what the fuck is Pluto?
I've always wondered that.
Yeah. Goofy is a smarter dog.
Pluto's like the retarded cousin.
Why does Pluto have to live in a fucking doghouse and Goofy gets his own shit?
Yeah, I don't.
It's racism, is what it is.
It is.
He's a different race altogether. He's inferior.
I don't even know what kind of dog Pluto's supposed to be.
I don't know.
He's just like
just
a
a
weird-
dog. He's like
Well, this doesn't make any sense. We watched a Goofy movie a couple nights ago. The first one, not the sequel, which I wanted to actually watch. It's pretty good.
you
Now,
are.
if you can do Donald
I
Duck,
can do Donald.
we're fine. Just try. All right. But so Goofy movie, for anyone who doesn't know, you should go watch it because it's the movie about.
Camp.
Yeah, it's them going camping. Goofy trying to bond with his son, who wants to go to nothing more than to go to a party with this girl who he really likes, and then like invites him to the party, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so set." And then Goofy's like, "We're going camping," and then hilarity ensues.
Goofy just like is the ultimate like poon block.
He's-
Blocked.
It's so awesome. But again, looking at the